Yo, 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 yo. Fellas Corner. Welcome back. Welcome back, people. It's crazy. What's up, OG?
Welcome. What's up, D? How you doing?
I don't know, but I just saw Dak Prescott. Ooh. Prayers out to young boy. He just broke his ankle.
Yeah, the good thing is that he did get his long-time, multi-year contract that he wanted from the Cowboys. So at least right now, he's financially secure.
He didn't have his multi-year
He didn't get it?
Not at all.
You can't. What? Are you serious?
He's on the franchise tag.
They franchised him?
They franchised my man and this is why you get a multi-year contract. Yeah, things like that.
So starting maybe 2 weeks after last season ended, that's when the whole battle started to go, that back and forth between Dak and the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. He doesn't want to sign the $35 million a year offer that they gave him. He said, I'm worth more. At least, I'm sure that's what his agent was relating to the ownership.
As I said before, it's a quarterback thing. He's, as long as his hand's not broken, as long as his arm's not broken, he might be less mobile when he actually play next year, but that's all you need.
But the problem is that you do realize a team can franchise tag a player twice, because they did that with Kirk Cousins with the Redskins. So what's probably going to happen? They're going to franchise tag him again just to make sure that injury heals the best way possible. So what sucks is that he was right all along. He was right from the beginning.
If I was Dak,
I want a multi-year.
If I was Dak, I would just say, yo, don't even franchise tag me. Let me go. Cut me. Yeah. He'll go to a team.
Now, what he can do, he can hold out.
Yeah, he could.
The problem is that we saw what happened when Le'Veon Bell held out. He held out for the whole 6-7 weeks minimum, I think it was. And then after that, once he hit the 8th week, at that point, it was like a full holdout. And then he came back the following year. So he pretty much took a year off. So he could do that. The problem is that the Cowboys, I'm not saying Andy Dalton is the answer, but they do have a backup plan.
Yeah, you have a backup plan.
Because the problem, here's the funny thing about it. No matter what, they're still going to suck and they're still going to lose. So for them, they're like, well, we could play Andy Dalton. We're still going to win 4 or 5 games anyway. What's the difference?
Yeah. So we have a jam-packed show today. We're going to talk about the vice president debate. What else are we going to talk about? Vice president debate, Trump spinning the COVID situation, governor kidnapping, which is crazy. Tory Lanez getting charged, NBA Finals, and Jimmy Butler having everybody on his back. It is a
jam-packed show.
Oh, yeah, it's a jam-packed show. We got a lot of things to talk about. Everything. Also, Fellas 5, of course, we're going to do that later on. And, we're going to talk about a lot of craziness that's going on in the world. But you saw the VP debate?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was it wasn't as foolish. It wasn't like that back and forth that the regular presidential debate was. But the vice president, it was definitely more formal. Yeah, exactly. It definitely showed at least other countries that we are civilized. We are a civilized country.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we consider ourselves the best. And not to say that was the best vice presidential debate, but it was better, way, way better. What's funny? You kind of almost look at it as like, this is what the presidential debate should have been. To some degree.
I watched that debate. It looks robotic on Pence's part.
Yeah.
Obviously, I like Kamala Harris, even though some of the things that she did in the past. But as I said before, a lot of people do change. But it did seem robotic on Pence's part. Kamala Harris kind of was ready. And then, you can't look at a sister like that. It's hard to win a debate with a sister. So think about it like that. A lot of people was mad, though. A lot of Trump supporters was mad.
Mad at her?
They try to say that she had a lot of facial expressions.
Really?
And they forget it. Yeah. Hey, Trump do more facial expressions than anybody else.
And it's like comical, right?
Yes, comical.
I mean, in all of characters, I guess you can say, of all presidents. Because, like I said, there was a Bob Dole character with the, I'm talking about Saturday Night Live primarily, where you have Bob Dole with the pen, with that a paralyzed arm that he had. There was that one, the George W. Bush. They made fun of him like crazy. It kept on going, and by far the best one is Trump. Yeah. So if there's facial features that you want to laugh at, it's not Kamala.
But the funny thing, you got to understand that if something, God forbid, something ever happened to either one of those presidents, whoever wins in November, just a reminder, go vote November 3rd. Go vote. These are the 2 candidates you're going to have to lean on because they're going to be up next. As I said before, as a California prosecutor, she did some things wrong. And also, you have to keep in mind, at the time, she probably thought it was right, but some things was wrong. But Pence is robotic. I haven't, for this 4 years, I really never seen Pence out there. The only time I see him is when he went to Indianapolis Colts game and he just walked out. He went there for 2 seconds and walked out, try to make people who stand up or take a knee during the national anthem, trying to make a statement.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, where he for his purpose of going was to show that he disliked what they were doing. So I think it was choreographed right from the beginning. He was gonna go in, he was gonna walk to the display, to the press box, and then leave, or luxury box, and then leave. So that was already planned from the beginning.
So as I said before, it's one of those things that is just comical when I see all the debates and all the nonsense I see on Facebook saying, "Oh, Kamala Harris has a facial expression," and then they forget that Trump probably has the most facial expression, or Kamala she slept her way through Congress, which come on, that doesn't even make no sense.
Not at all.
That's like you saying Trump slept his way through Congress. Think about it, he has a bunch of wives that now it looks like his wife's gonna divorce him any minute now. I guarantee after this whole presidential run of his finish. She will want to get a divorce because hopefully, he said he had billions. Hope he get that cash. But it's just comical how people always defend a certain individual no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
So and they try to, if you try to go back and say, hey, this person is racist. Oh well, you're just a leftist or a liberal. You're a damn liberal or something like that. So if the vice president debate and the presidential debate is meant to kind of inform you of how they're gonna try to do situations. Yeah. Obviously, he did cancel his next debate, so you're not going to see it no
the one in Miami, I believe, right?
Yep. Yeah, he canceled the next debate.
Yeah, because he said he didn't want to do a live. No, he said he wanted to do a live.
He wanted to do a live. He didn't want to do a virtual.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, keep in mind, what's the reason why someone do virtual? Is because someone has the COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
COVID, the Rona.
Yeah, and the other thing, I think his other pushback was that he didn't want to be muted. Right. Yes. So he's saying that they'll be able to mute me. I don't want that. I want to be able to express and speak the way I am and be as vulgar as I can.
Yep.
Not listen to what the moderators say. By the way, like I gotta say, Susan Page did a good job of trying to hold back as much as possible for Pence. And I think that's the problem is that these moderators, as hard as they try, they can't hold back like either Pence. More so Trump, because he just goes on a rant of anything. And so I think the fact that he doesn't want to be limited or otherwise muted to what he can say for how long he can say it, I think that's pretty much the big picture.
So obviously they touch on a lot of topics. So out of those topics, a lot of things was saying who will be better in certain things.
Yeah.
So one poll said that majority of Americans would trust Harris rather than Pence, 54% to 44% on handling federal response to coronavirus. So that was when they was talking about the whole coronavirus, I think she did well with that as well.
As far as like speaking on the plans
speaking on the plans she has and speaking on how she's gonna limit it and obviously Corona's gonna still be here till next year. So it's not gonna go away anytime soon.
Not going away.
And I will say that's the reason why it's not going away, because people still don't believe in it.
It's an incompetence by I guess this regime and the way that they handled it from the beginning. She brought it up, which is good. So yeah, I trust her more so than I do this regime.
Exactly. Bottom line, this debate probably won't change anybody's vote.
It did increase the Democratic Party, or at least it did. I think they're around 10 points now.
Yeah,
and I believe they were around
14 points right now.
The last time I checked, which was Friday. So from Friday to today, I guess it's even more so. But prior to the presidential debate, I think it was 6 points.
Yes.
Right? So it did change a lot of minds. Now, at the same time, there's a lot of votes a lot of states that's allowing people to vote early. So there were a lot more votes that had been tallied up. Don't you think they release all the votes?
Yeah.
This early? Okay, so a lot of them that did vote early, some of them, the results are coming in. So that's probably the other half of it too.
So when I look at the polls, and this is just an early mock draft or mock poll that you want to say, Joe Biden win this election of 279 to 125. So that's if you look at the polls. Obviously, Trump is a solid winner in like Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky. Usually those places you do know they don't have too much electoral votes. But, Joe Biden got California, New York, more the northeastern, obviously he had Rhode Island, he has New Jersey, things like that.
Michigan as well, I think.
Yeah. Obviously the battleground states is like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Virginia, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Arizona? I think Arizona was.
Arizona. Yeah, but, the toss up is still Texas and Florida.
Yeah, Texas is a big one.
Yeah, Texas and Florida is always the two big ones. Remember when you look at the George Bush versus Al Gore, Florida was a big key.
Florida was the kind of the staple to eventually get George W. into the presidential seat because of that, the mishap of the counting and the voting. And not to mention his brother Jeb Bush was a governor too. So they said there was some collusion going on.
Even Obama, when he won Florida at that time, it was a landslide. It was actually, was it the most electoral? Actually, it wasn't him. It wasn't Bill Clinton. It was Bill Clinton on one of them. But he had 92? But he had a lot of electoral votes when he first became the president himself. So as I say, vice president debates, it's hard to sway someone who you're going to vote for the vice president debate.
It's tough, yeah.
By the time then, you have 3 weeks left, November 3rd or something like that, and you already know who you're going to vote for.
I will say what's really important, though, in this case is that going back to Susan Page, the moderator, she did bring up that upon taking seat or the oath come January, whether it's going to be Donald Trump or it's going to be Joseph Biden or Joe Biden, is that they're going to be the oldest acting incumbent president at 78 for Joe Biden, and I believe 74 for Donald Trump. So the other half is that when we're looking at this vice presidential debate, you can honestly say that if something was to happen, one of these will represent the presidential seat for the United States, right?
Yep.
So more so, this is, I mean, if you think about when let's see, I feel like Biden, if we're going back, 14 years ago, he was maybe 62, right?
Yeah.
62, 61. Yeah. So from that point on, we looked at him and was like, all right, fair, that's fine. And I think Obama, I think was 54, something in that low 50s, early 50s. So it's a big difference from then to now. So we're not looking at the same Joe Biden we looked at then in the 60s to 70s. So this could be important too.
I have I did a poll. Well, actually not a poll. I asked a question on one of my pages. I said, hey, why do we keep on letting old white men become president? Now, regardless of how you feel about black, white, Spanish, whatever, why you make old white men become president? You have smart individuals, whether it's white, black, or Spanish, young men or young women. Why are you always letting the old white men? And it's plain and simple. It doesn't make sense that if you think about Biden, Trump, or if you could go George W. Bush, things like, I think Obama was like the youngest one. They have that same mentality because they was born in an era where they just...
You're saying about the youngest president? I think JFK was 40, I think.
Oh, yeah, JFK too.
But Obama was not...
but Obama, a lot of people love Obama. A lot of people love JFK for a reason.
That's right.
So, but the older men, they were born in an era where racism... you got to keep in mind they didn't think women should have any type of rights. Segregation was a part. They was thinking about a democracy. They think the men was above everybody else.
It's like the women stay home, cook, watch the kids. The men go out and work. And that's how it should be.
Why are we letting those type of people run the country?
I don't get it either.
We already know for it's fact that it's a lot of companies that's run by women. A lot of companies that are run by youth. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because of some type of mentality that everybody have in their mind that an old white man should run the president, but it shouldn't.
Yeah, even in sports, right? Even young coaches nowadays too, right? You can look at like for Green Bay, he's young.
He's a Matt Rule from Carolina.
Exactly.
So think about it. Look at you notice that
Kyle Shanahan. He brought his team to the Super Bowl.
See, the thing about football, and I always, as I said before, mostly football is run by white men by itself. But they're starting to realize quarterbacks is not. You can't have certain quarterbacks anymore in this league.
No.
Regardless of how you feel about it, you can't have like a stationary quarterback, usually a stationary quarterback
stays in the pocket. You can't do that.
Tend to be a white quarterback in the league. You need someone more mobile,
more agile.
They used to have some type of stereotype that black people can't be quarterbacks.
Yeah, they can't process.
They're not smart enough to be quarterbacks. Yeah. I read something. It was 6 black quarterbacks, and obviously we don't want to put them in a category, but it was 6 black quarterbacks last week that was starting, and that was a first, which is to 2020. That shouldn't be a first. You already know especially if you already seen it with Donovan McNabb. You already seen it with
Michael Vick
to some degree, even though he didn't win a Super Bowl. And
Cam Newton,
Cam Newton
wasn't that long ago.
So you think about it, you got all these great Warren Moon, you have all these great black quarterbacks, and you
Randall
still
Cunningham is another great one.
Yes, you still have that mindset that you have to have a black quarterback. So have to have a white quarterback that's not mobile. Now, it's like they're gonna try to get that Peyton Manning or Tom Brady rather than get that
push,
rather than get that Michael Vick or the Lamar Jackson of the world, the Patrick Mahomes of the world. So as I said before, it's crazy how the mentality is with a lot of people. But at the end of the day, you want to go out and vote. And you want to actually make sure you play your part, whether you don't like a candidate or not. But you want to play your part. We have 3 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
So when voting season comes, a lot of people are going to try to stay away from a different vote. But you got to keep to it. Make sure you know who you want to vote and know the facts.
And vote early if you can in the state.
When you vote, and obviously whatever result we have for the presidency, it still doesn't finish our goal. The goal is to push your senators, push your governors. They're the most important because they're the one who impact you the most. The president could do so much. You don't supposed to depend on the president for anything. But the governors and the senators will impact you the most. Then, after all this crazy debate, all this nonsense, then the Trump try to spin the whole corona.
And as soon as he stepped into the White House, he didn't even have a mask.
Didn't have a mask. He did a photo op. He literally went up, went back down, did a photo op so they could see, tell him how strong he is, that he beat corona in 3 days.
Oh, yeah?
3 days. Yeah, he did a photo op. He walked upstairs and went back down, said he beat corona 3 days. He beat corona in 3 days. I didn't know. Now, even if it's possibility that he beat corona, a lot of Americans don't have the medical availability as a president. So think about it. So you're telling people don't let corona beat you, but at the same time you're telling people not to wear masks, or even if you're not telling people, you're displaying or setting an example as not to wear a mask. You got to be the example that everybody needs. So he said he beat corona. He doesn't need it to defeat him. He's telling people to urgently, because you know what? A lot of people in their minds think that the economy is doing well right now, but if you actually look at the stocks, you look at the jobless claims, it's not doing well. It's not doing well whatsoever. Then someone had to push back, say, hey, if Biden get elected, that he's gonna tax 400,000 people. Like, and I'm thinking in my mind, like, first of all, it's not that much people who actually make 400,000 in a year.
Yeah, it's not.
So at the end of the day, a lot of people remember,
like the 1% of the 1%.
A lot of people forget that the wealthy people do have an obligation. I know a lot of people are trying to say, hey, I want to make as much money, but you do have an obligation because you making a lot of money from a lot of people. You have an obligation to kind of still make this world great, make America great, because your taxes do pay for a lot of things. Then he pays $750 in taxes, and he set a great example of what not to do. So what not to do. So I don't get how he doesn't understand the consequences of his actions, because he just doesn't make sense, and he just keeps on baffling. And every time I argue with someone, I just feel like I can't argue with any type of Trump supporter at all. They're not smart.
Even when they lose, they win, like in their head. You know? Even if they aggravated you, otherwise they're gonna get their point across. They're just gonna try to speak over you. So even when they lose, I
don't think they're smart. I really don't think they're smart. And I know some people going to say that, like, I don't think they're smart. They have a look to them. And I think it's not all Trump supporters that does this. I just feel like most Trump supporters does this. They don't have any type of intelligence to just say, hey, that's not how it works. I just don't feel it. So I don't know, man. But at the same time, and just go out and vote and do your part.
I find it kind of interesting too, is that the stocks that for Regeneron, I think is the medication that he took, also increased when he was promoting it. So it's funny, there's like a link there between the two.
He's trying his hardest to make the stock go up.
He owns a lot of the stock in the company as well.
Oh, he does?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's just kind of a crazy link.
Well, you'll know what's going to really happen is when he actually decides. My thing is, when he get out of presidency, if he decides to do whatever he wants, I want to know how much money he's going to try to spend and try to make as much money as possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, how you'll never know. Like the way he runs his company, you'll never know.
You never know. You never know at all. So all his nonsense led to a lot of people doing crazy things. So now the whole Trump supporters, now they're trying to kidnap one of a government official. Trying to kidnap. And who was this president? It was Jacqueline Manchin.
Gretchen Whitmer, you're talking about the governor from Michigan?
Yes.
The
Whitmer plot.
Yeah. Well, according to the reports from the FBI, this has been going on for a while. It started off a while ago where apparently on Facebook there was a lot of conversations between, like, I didn't see the names that was released of who the individual that was a part of like this whole kidnapping plot, but it started off a while ago where there were messages being sent on Facebook. And the last, at least the last thing I remember seeing was that one of the guys was in one of these rallies that was going on, and it showed him that he was already trying to get certain people to come to the group, and that's kind of where the plot started. And then
so through Facebook.
Well, that's how they kind of identified who was the main person involved. It was through Facebook, through conversations, through certain messages they were posting. That's how essentially they started to give themselves up, that they were plotting something.
They wanted to actually kidnap her to try it with treason.
Yeah, and they also had, and I don't know how they got this information, they had them taking pictures of her getaway spot, her
vacation spot.
Yeah, like them taking pictures, kind of analyzing the area, so for the timing when they would actually go and kidnap her. But I think the idea was that they were just going to rush right into the State House and then just kidnap her from there. And then they said that either they were going to try to charge her with treason, or otherwise they would have just shot her right from the beginning, whatever the answer she gave and whatever the questions they asked.
So it was called Wolverine Watchman.
That was the name? Yeah.
What? Yeah, Wolverine Watchman. That was the name on there. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's just kind of crazy how it works. So let's see.
Because she and like in one of her speeches, she actually talks about how Trump didn't actually push back on the question, or how he pushed back on the question, didn't answer, where the moderator asked him, would he condemn the white supremacy group, and where he said, I'm going to tell them to stand back and stand by, I think is what he said. Yeah. So she said that in like one of her speeches. So I think that's probably another reason why they were ready to just pounce and do that. But thank God for the FBI, they were able to stop it.
To stop it on there. So we're going to go, you want to go Fells 5 right now?
Yeah, why not? We're already dived into it.
Dive right into it, Let's see. You see what you got to say. Let's see. Let me cue this music up for you.
Give me some music, DJ. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome back to Fellas 5 after we took a week off. We're back at it again. Another edition. The Fellas 5. Let's get it. Let's go. Number 5, Tory Lanez. Mr. Tory Lanez has been charged with a felony for what was the shot her around the world, where Megan Thee Stallion, her big toe, was shot by one of the bullets by Tory. For about a good month or so, he didn't come out. He didn't say anything. He didn't apologize. He even has a little beef with Rick Ross, about the right way to treat a woman, and he pushed back a little bit. But as of right now, he's being charged. He can face as much as 23 years in jail for the actual alleged shot heard around the world. Well, the good thing is that she's happy now. She's good to go. She's doing great stuff, great music. She's putting stuff out. I like it. Number 4, Trump is back in office after having the COVID-19. Mr. Trump is back in office. I mean, it doesn't get any better, right? He condemns that the virus is a hoax started by the Democrat. It's something that is just like the flu. It's not that serious. It kills nobody. It just goes on, and then now he's back in office after a couple of days, and he's saying that he may even be immune to the virus. And to top it off, he's involved with the company with the medical medication he was taking, Regeneron. He's involved with the company somehow. Whether it's him owning stocks or linked with them, he's involved somewhere. But at the end of the day, what did we expect? Did we expect better? I didn't. I expected something like this. And the other thing too is that now he's going to twist it that he's immune. So he's probably telling people, hey, if you get it, you'll be okay going forward. That's not the case. Hopefully we have 3-4 weeks of. Well, actually, it'll be January because he'll still be in office, but we'll see. Number 3, the vice president debate. So here's the thing. I mean, you saw it, you heard it. You know, it was a lot more civilized, as we talked about it earlier. Me and D, it was a lot more civilized of a debate. I was able to get a little bit more and to understand the personality of both of the vice presidential candidates. I enjoyed it to the degree that it was. You know, they dodged a lot of questions. There were some parts that they said that, or at least that they answered, that was decent enough. I did like the question at the end by the 8th grader. But the star of the debate is actually that fly. You know, that fly was on Pence's head for a good almost 2 minutes. I mean, that's a pretty damn smart, you know, strong fly. The fly knew where the camera was, stuck there, and, you know, got his or her 15 minutes. I mean, congratulations, Mr. Fly. You know, you did it. I mean, I don't know if he puts anything in that here, but either way, let's move on. Number 2, LeBron James wins his 4th title. Well, it's a little bit early, y'all. It's a little bit early. The game hasn't started, but we know what's going to happen. He's going to get the championship. He delayed it an extra 3 days. My son was saying, I want it to end. I said, no, let's get another game. We want basketball for at least a couple more days. And that's what LeBron gave it to us. He wanted us to enjoy another couple of days, another game of basketball. He's going to end it tonight. Shout out to Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. They tried so hard. They did the best they could, but at the end of the day, when you're going against the King James, and then you got AD on the side, there's no stopping them. And what's cool is that now he's going to win his 3rd MVP with a 3rd team, finals MVP with a 3rd team, and he's going to be in the names with not necessarily MVPs in different teams, but he's going to win multiple championship, 4+ with the names of like Robert Horry and Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. I mean, can you get better? But he won't be better than Mr. Jordan. And then let's finalize it with the number 1 of the fellas 5, and we just touched on it a little bit. It was the kidnapping by the governor of Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. The plot. Never in my life have I ever thought this was something I was going to read on the news, that an actual group, a militia group, organized, set to overthrow the governor of a state, in the state of Michigan. They plotted the whole thing. They were ready. I think it was about 12 or 13 men that were involved. They had pennies as shrapnel for the bomb that they were going to use. They planned to barge into the state house, take her, bring her somewhere, ask questions, charge her for treason, and kill her if it didn't go the right way. And if it was not, for the FBI jumping in, you know, to stop the whole thing. Who knows what would happen if this actually would have happened. They also had plot to shoot at officials as well, police officers that might have been there. It could, you know, the good thing, there was an informant that jumped in to the whole group, you know, as an informant to gather information. So along the way, everybody was kind of being watched until otherwise the information was given. They put a stop to it. But it's been an interesting week, but that's it. Fellas 5.
I got that fellas 5 in there. Fellas 5. 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th. 5th. All right, so your boy got charged, buddy.
Oh yeah, Mr. Canada himself, right?
Mr. Canada.
Oh wow,
Mr. Canada.
I thought he was gonna get deported, but I guess not.
He ain't gonna get deported no time soon. Man, I'm still gonna lose this damn thing. I don't even know how I'm gonna lose this. But my guy's going crazy and I'm still losing. I'm like, this is bullshit. But yeah, he's gonna get deported.
Yeah.
So he did get charged. What did he get charged with?
Felony 20. Charged with felony assault.
Charged
with a deadly weapon.
With a deadly weapon. I wonder if he was smart. Did he stay in California? He must have stayed in California.
That's where they were at the time in California? I thought it was Florida.
It was California. Okay. It was with the Kardashians, the Jenners.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, was it Kylie?
Yeah. I never saw Kylie. Don't go to Miami. That's Miami.
Why not? It's Miami.
That's beneath her.
Miami's beneath.
Oh yeah, that's Miami? California. For her, it's California. Calabasas.
So, it have to be what, Beverly Hills?
Yeah, it got to be Beverly Hills. Those rich boys and girls. I thought
Fort Lauderdale was kind of like semi Beverly Hills. You know, the sunshine, the shopping areas, the malls.
It's kind of boring. A lot of old people in Florida.
It is, but I think that's why they party more, because the old people are always sleeping.
No, already tell you what I like about old people. Nothing.
Nothing.
And I know I'm gonna be old pretty soon, so I can't really talk that smack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be old sooner or later, and I'm saying,
It's all good because you're not there yet.
You're not there yet, but old people, they grind my gears.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about them though is that like if you see them driving, you could pass right by them on the streets, and you ain't gotta worry about no road rage. They ain't coming, they ain't nothing. You just be like, yo, I'm past you.
Stick my middle finger right in their face, but because not that I hate old people. I don't hate old people.
No, we love old
people. They just pain in the ass sometimes when it comes to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I love my mom, my grandmother, everybody like that. I'm not saying my mom old at all, just to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
But man, sometimes the questions they just say anything that come out their mouths.
Like no, they think there's no repercussion for it. They're not gonna get any pushback. They can just yell it out, say whatever they want. Oh, like I hate that. It's like almost like they feel like it's a privilege to do whatever they want to do, say whatever they want as soon as they hit 65, when they can get the Social Security. I mean, whatever.
They talk a little smack. They be like, "Yo, F you."
Yeah.
I
was in line first. I was in line first.
Like,
you left the line to go do that.
Like, I went to the bathroom. I came back. I was in line before you. Yeah. Like, listen, that's not how it works.
Yo, actually, here's a funny story. So me and the fiance, we went to a store like maybe 2 weeks ago, right? And you know how you have the social distance and you have to stay about 6 feet? So we're in that line. I think it was Target, if I'm not mistaken. We were in that line. And you have your shopping cart and you have your distance. So there was a person that was in front of us, right? And then maybe we were like 5-6 people back, right? So the person was in line and there wasn't a lot of stuff in her cart, but otherwise she left the line, went to like the makeup area, just left the cart there, went to the makeup area to go grab something, right? So the line's moving and in front of us. So I'm moving the cart. Do you know that by the time their cart with the lady wasn't back, and I was like, I'm gonna push this thing, and then she was like, my wife, she said, no, just let her come back. I was like, you can't do that. I was like, she left the line. You know what I mean? She left the line. And like, yo, I can't do it. She said, no, it's not nice. You just let her, just leave the cart there. And then I think she was eyeing us eyeing the aisle. Because then she came back at that right moment. Mm-hmm. But if it wasn't for her, I would have pushed the car out of the way. You left the line. Just because it's like you think you can get away. Because if it was somebody else, they would have been like, nah, I'm going to wait here. I already bought what I needed to buy.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, old people got problems. Like, that's how it is. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Don't cross D. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you, I'll drive out and shit.
You would have just tipped that card over. I would have
tipped that card. Like, you'll get your ass out my way.
I'd say, you ain't in line no more.
Yeah,
you lost the privilege, but.
Man. But, you saw those NBA finals?
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler's trying. He's trying. I don't think it's going to work, though.
He did as much as a star can do against two superstars.
They definitely taking that L tonight.
Other than like the Detroit Pistons from like, I don't know, when was it? Was it 06 or 09? I don't remember. Yeah. But other than Detroit Pistons that really had no superstars on that team that won the championship.
They're trying to say Rasheed Wallace was kind of a superstar.
Rasheed Wallace?
Rasheed Wallace was a little bit of he was like hit or miss. When he went to Blazers and he came back.
Here's my question to you, right? If you look at that whole team, is any of them in the Hall of Fame? Chauncey Billups could come close, but he's not.
Rasheed Wallace would come close. His numbers,
but none of them are in the Hall of Fame right now. Is what I'm saying.
I think they just When did Rasheed Wallace? When you could go into the Hall of Fame after? I think it's
5 years. 5 years after
did he
retire.
retire 5 years ago? What team he now? He probably retired 5. Did he 5 years ago?
I feel like
I'm pretty sure it was 5 years ago because I remember. He'll probably be the closest one. He'll probably be the closest one, and because Ben Wallace wasn't, I don't think so.
No, he just had
Chauncey
good defensive.
Was close.
Yeah, he did. Ben Wallace, he did win, I think, 2 or 3 Defensive Player of the Year.
Now, if Chauncey Billups decides to coach, he might become a Hall of Famer.
Well, I think Chauncey, he wants to get into office.
He's an executive now. I thought he was already. He was like an ambassador for Detroit.
Oh yeah, maybe so. But I thought he wanted to be more of a GM. In the beginning, I think he wanted to be a coach, but he didn't get the. But so right now. You think Rasheed will be a Hall of Famer?
He has to.
Maybe not first ballot.
Probably not first ballot, but at the end of the day, when he was in Blazers, he was phenomenal.
He was great. Yeah,
I remember when it was the team with Bonzi Wells, David Stoudemire, Rasheed Wallace. Who was on it? That was a good team. That's that big white dude, the center, Sabonis. Sabonis was
his son plays for Indiana Pacers.
Oh really? Yeah, Dude, I remember that.
Yeah, a little shorter though.
Sabonis
he's only 7 feet though.
But he was good. Sabonis was good.
No, his son is 7 feet. Yeah, he's not 7'3" like his dad.
Sabonis had that nice little
that little mid range. Threes. Nice. Big dude, good shot. Yeah. David Stoudemire too. That's right.
Jimmy Butler
wasn't he? No, and then Ruben, the one that he called himself the Kobe stopper. Was it Ruben something. He called himself the Kobe stopper.
And he did. He wasn't.
Nah, he wasn't. He just said because he stopped Kobe once. But so I'm saying that Blazers team was a good team.
But Jimmy Butler's carrying the team on his back. Now, I don't think it's not going to be a Kawhi from last year where he carried the team on his back.
No, I know.
But
close.
It's close. He's doing good.
Yeah.
So,
he's trying.
What game was it? The game 4. They should have won that game.
You're talking about the Heat?
Yeah, when they lost by like 4 or 5 points, it was close, and they should have won that game. So, yeah, I think he's gonna take an L tonight.
7. Yeah, so then it's gonna end. Yeah,
but I can tell you this right now: if it goes to Game 7, it'll be a hard decision to actually bet.
If it goes to Game 7, they're gonna get Goran Dragic back.
Yeah,
right. So at that point, they have another shooter on the team because essentially what they can do is outshoot the Lakers.
I've seen Anthony Davis was a little hobbled.
Yeah, he's probable at least. Yeah, they're going by NFL terms in this case.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think they have to win today. They can't make it go Game 7.
They're not. I'll tell you. Going back to your point earlier, is that if let's say LeBron lets it go to Game 7, even if they win the Game 7, they're still gonna kind of push back and say that hey, Jordan never allowed a Game 7.
Jordan never allowed
a Game 7. He always ended it by the 6th game at the least.
But imagine he lost Game 7.
That's even worse.
I want to see that same energy.
Yeah. Oh, there will be. Yeah. Believe it.
Same energy.
And they're going to do even more so when you look at the fact that Jimmy Butler is putting the team on his back. He had that 40-point game, I think, Game 3. He did great. At least he was clutch threes, low post, going at Anthony Davis. So even more so now because Jimmy Butler's putting the whole team, and there's no other superstar on the team. You got like younger kids there. Kendrick Nunn.
If he lose in Game 7, I'm going to put a bunch of Kamala Harris facial expressions on my Facebook.
Oh, yeah. I'm speaking.
Yeah.
I'm speaking.
I'm speaking now. Give her that big ass facial expression.
I'm speaking now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all those facial expressions right on my Facebook feed. But that'd be crazy because Game 6 is tonight. I think that's gonna be a closeout because it has to be a closeout. This is a very important game for the Lakers because you can't. It's a drought. They haven't had a they haven't had a championship in how long? Was it 12 years?
The Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be somewhere.
It's around the area. So it's one of those games that you have the Kobe kind of energy going on because this year was actually meant for Kobe. Correct. So it's only right that Lakers win this championship because it's a nice little story that you can say with it.
And then in Game 5, they also wore the Black Mamba jersey.
Yes.
They were never previously undefeated. So they purposely came out to send a message that this is for Kobe.
Yep.
Had the Black Mamba gear. Everybody was focused and they kind of let it go. And they let it go kind of close. Close. They had a lead at one point, I think 4 or 5 points in the fourth quarter. They let it go. And so that makes it even worse that it is supposed to be for Kobe and then pushing everything to say, hey, we're going to dedicate this to Kobe. And the fact that but hey, I guess they can close it tonight and everything will be good. If they let it go to Game 7, even if they win, they're still going to be, pushback on LeBron being as great as he thinks he is, and a lot of people say he is.
Yeah, well, if he loses, I'm gonna have that same. I don't even think he's number 2. As I said before, he was gonna be number 2 because Michael Jordan. I remember this time when what the problem is. A lot of people didn't witness Michael Jordan greatness when he was dominating. I was a New York Knicks fan at the time, and he was killing us.
Oh, easily,
he was killing us. Even with Miami Heat, he was killing Miami Heat when they had Stoudemire. Hardaway. They had Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway.
They had Lonzo Mourning.
Yeah.
Who they have? Haslam in there? They had Haslam. They
had Eddie Jones.
Eddie Jones.
Nick Van Exel for a little while.
Hit him
for a little while.
Grant. They had Grant.
Well, Brian Grant came from Portland, so I think that's right around where him and Rasheed both couldn't play the power forward. So Brian Grant went to but you're right. So Alonzo, Brian Grant was there. And they couldn't do it. And then
couldn't do it.
And then, it doesn't matter whether it was the Pacers with Reggie Miller and the crew, whether it was Ewing.
Yeah.
Nobody could have stopped Jordan. And
no one could stop Jordan. People could stop LeBron. So a lot of people forget that. People could stop LeBron, but Jordan was unstoppable. They try to say that when he took him 6 years to get a championship, but he was going against Bird, Magic, the Bad Boys Pistons.
Yeah, the Pistons.
That was a tough. And I know they're trying to say that Golden State Warriors was tough. Who else? They had a lot of
tough.
Yeah, they was tough. I'm not gonna say they're not tough, but come on, man. Like, listen.
Well, the only thing is, I disagree a little bit with the point of LeBron could be stopped. I think LeBron doesn't have the killer mentality that Jordan did.
Yep.
The thing with Jordan, you got to remember he's 6'6" and LeBron is almost 6'9", right?
Yep.
LeBron is a linebacker playing where he's like a tight end if he was on a football field
like
playing against cornerbacks, right?
Jordan is like a wide receiver.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Playing against everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. So LeBron, if he had the killer mentality, he could. The thing with LeBron is that he plays the team. He puts the team first, right?
Yep.
As far as like playing, not to say that he doesn't go for his, is that he's looking for the pass. Like for example, at the end of Game 5, the main focus was that he passed it to Danny Green.
Yeah,
and they said, why'd you pass to Danny Green? And he said, I trust Danny Green. I trust him. Which is fine. The thing with Jordan is he trusted Steve Kerr. Mm-hmm. He trusted John Paxson. That's it.
Yep.
In his whole career, he trusted two guys. LeBron is trusting Kyrie Irving, right?
Yep.
He's trusting Danny Green in this case. He's trusting Anthony Davis. He's trusting so many people where sometimes you got to say, you know what? I trust me.
Yeah, trust me and forget that. Exactly. Forget all the other stuff.
And that's the thing with LeBron is that he doesn't have the killer mentality that Black Mamba, mindset that I'm just going to take this shit now.
Take it over.
Yeah, I'm going to take it over. And that's the problem. And I don't think that's something you can actually...
There's only certain people who have that mindset.
I don't think it's something that you can just say, hey, let me flip the switch. That's who he is. And I think that's why... He'll never necessarily be the best of all time.
He's a great all-around player. I think he's probably better with Jordan with the all-around portion, but other than that, I don't think he's like the best.
Yeah,
but
it's like in MMA, right?
Yep.
You might have like a great like let's say like who's a great like ground and pound grappler type. Let's see, like
think about Anderson Silva when he was like killing.
Anderson Silva's great. John Jones, they're great stand-up. Phenomenal, and there's like ground and pound guys that are great at what they do, but the fact that they're not taking the power shots and the knockout shots, they'll never be considered the best. But John Jones, he's considered the best of all time. Anderson Silva, the kicks he would do, the shots, the play around, you know what I mean, just playing games, dancing, and the fact that he doesn't do a lot of ground and pound, he's great, but there's a lot of ground and pound that's better than him, but they're going to say Anderson Silva's better because the money shots.
Yeah.
And that's what Jordan was. He was just, he'll just go at scores and come at you. LeBron, he's passing, he's rebounding.
Doing all this other stuff.
That, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like just go in and just dominate.
Well, as I said before, I think they're going to win. This is going to be a nice little... The fourth championship, obviously, congratulations to him. If he doesn't, by time next week, we'll know, and then I will be roasting people because people will be getting some hands, just like how you gave my boy Kawhi hands. You're getting some hands too, B.
Yeah, how about J.R. Smith getting another? Probably, most likely, get a chance. He didn't play 1 minute in his fight. I think he played in round 1.
He's like the modern day John Sally.
He is. It's funny. He's not even at the level of Robert Horry. At least how Robert Horry was making shots. He was hitting threes with San Antonio, a couple with the Lakers. Houston, I think he was part of one of those
John
two championships.
But
J.R. Smith just going for the ride.
Trash. He's just going for the ride. So what else? I just actually was reading something, and this is what white privilege at its best. A guy from Texas who wore blackface disguised to kill his baby mama.
No.
A guy from Texas wore blackface to kill his baby mama.
Really?
If that is not white privilege at its best, what is?
So he did it based on what? Like just he got caught in attempt to do, and that's where he was shown with the blackface, or
he was he was trying to get away with the murder of his baby mama.
So he attempted it, attempted it, wasn't successful.
No, right? he killed her.
Oh, he did kill her.
He killed her.
Oh,
Andrew Charles Beard.
Oh,
33.
Shit. Mm-hmm.
So he tried to surrender himself at God because he tried to put himself as blackface.
Yeah, to cover up.
He tried to kill his baby mama.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And was it in the state of Texas?
State of Texas. Mm-hmm. Every crazy shit goes in Texas. Like that is crazy. Like who does that?
Somebody in Texas.
Because you know why? Because she was avoided custody, so he got a little mad. You don't want to pay that child support, B. Got to pay that child support, boy. Now you're gonna be. Now you're definitely gonna be insistent. I wonder, do you pay child support if you in jail?
That's a great question.
I don't think I see that. That's a good.
So let's say you're not making money, probably not. But if let's say you're working, you're getting that 50 cents an hour. Do they take like 50% of that?
Yeah.
Like if you pay $3 in the day, like does $1.50?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right, go towards like child support.
Yeah, that don't even make sense.
Or does it just kind of like build up? Until eventually you get out, and then at that point, it's like you have your meeting with the family court, and then this is what they tell you for the last 10 years.
I don't know, man. But child support got me so many times already.
So now, did they say anything what they charge and how much time he's supposed to spend in jail?
22 years.
22 years.
No.
Murder?
Actually, he didn't get charged yet. So
Not
he
charged
don't know.
yet?
They don't know yet.
So he's just held without bail at this point.
Yeah, held without bail. At the moment, it's held without bail.
Because if something like that should be for life.
Yeah.
But then we'll go back to what you said with the white privilege in certain states that he gets, a shorter term or a lighter sentence.
It is all white privilege. That's what it is. Even like this social media video of the girl throwing the dog, a beautiful little German. It was a German Shepherd. Social media, beautiful girl. Not a beautiful girl. Beautiful dog got thrown because the girl wasn't trying to let the guy go back to his car who was black, and she looked like she was wigged out. And she just threw the dog. She just threw the dog. She looked like she was on crack.
Yeah, and then get charged with anything, right?
Yeah, no, I don't even think that they even know.
Look
at it. Like she was. Look at her.
Okay, so here's the dog.
Look at her on there. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to get you in there.
So she's posting the video as she's gonna attempt.
No, I don't think she was posting the video.
So this is just somebody that was just recording her before she threw it?
Before she threw it. Wait, what is going on here? Let me try to see on there. See.
And I'm not from fucking California.
Look how crazy she is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. What's up? What do you want to do?
Like,
what's wrong with you?
She like threw the dog right on there.
All right, so she looks like a nice little German Shepherd. Am I right?
Yeah, nice little German Shepherd.
Uh-huh.
She was talking a little crazy.
Yeah.
See,
right.
this is first of all, you already know she's a little crazy. Look how she looks.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Look how she looks.
She's.
Where did you come from?
Look at that.
Oh shit, she
started
threw the
kicking.
First, through the kick.
First and foremost, like if somebody
She's caught
kicked me,
on.
you can't even hit girls though.
No,
see,
you can't.
See, that's the problem. As soon as he would have hit her,
You
he
can't.
would have got caught.
He
would have got caught. He would have said they probably would have shot him up.
Oh yeah, easily.
Although I do feel like he should have kicked the much serious. Look.
Oh shit!
Look
She
at
threw
that.
the dog.
Threw the dog. Like
Oh.
the dog didn't even want to be with her.
For real.
Like it's crazy.
All
like that's
right.
crazy.
Oh, okay. I get. So I was thinking like she just threw the dog just to throw
No,
the dog.
she threw the dog.
Oh yeah,
She threw the dog.
Well, she lost the dog though. She ain't got the dog no more. The dude got the dog.
Nah, I don't see. This is I'm pretty sure he had to give back the dog.
Yeah,
to her.
probably. But
You
you
know how that goes.
But animal cruelty was definitely in place right there.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't in the state of Texas.
I don't know. Oh yeah, so they said that Dak Prescott will undergo ankle surgery Sunday night already.
Speaking of that, I want to congratulate. At least I thought was a big accomplishment. Alex Smith coming back after being gone for about 2 years with that devastating leg injury. Do you remember that a couple of years ago with when he got sacked for the Redskins?
Oh really?
Yeah. So
but did he come back yet? He's still he's
no,
about
today
to
was well. So
did he started or did he
no,
replace him?
He took in for Kyle Allen, right? So he took over. I think it was about second cut. So Allen was escorted out of the game. He came back, but he was dazed for a little bit. But anyway, Alex Smith is the backup. Yep. So as the backup, when Kyle Allen went out, he came onto the field. So it was the first time in about 2 years that he been on the football field. But the thing is that was a serious leg injury. That wasn't like your normal injury, ACL tear, ankle, anything. It was devastating because not only did the leg break, but there was infection that was building up. And what happens, that infection could spread. And if it wasn't not necessarily, I guess if the surgery wasn't done quick enough, and if it spread, they would have had to amputate the leg.
Yep.
Right. Because you remember Sean Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he got shot in Florida? When he was a Redskin and he died because he got shot in that artery on his leg. Very similar, where that large artery, when that cuts and you bleed, the thing with Sean Taylor, when he got shot, it bled so much that he lost so much blood and eventually he died before they can do anything. The infection that Alex Smith had, if it spread, they would have to amputate the leg. So he came back from the leg injury, almost lost the leg to playing football again. So that was pretty
crazy.
Pretty cool for him.
Well, congratulations.
They did lose though.
Prayers out to Dak Prescott. Congratulations to Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Homeboy's about to lose, huh? They look like Giants about to lose still. Even with
you surprised?
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah. Even without that, they got Andy Dalton, right? Former starter though.
Yeah, so Andy Dalton,
he's still better than Daniel Jones.
That's
right?
$7 million. Yeah. See what that $7 million could do for you. But here's the thing.
That's true.
And I'm a big Giants supporter. I'm a big Giants fan, actually. I'm not even going to support them. I'm a big Giant fan. But y'all catching them hands, B. Because I'm getting sick and tired of these bad moves. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. Why? Why are we drafting quarterbacks named Daniel Jones? Just because he took a picture with Eli and Peyton Manning.
I guess that's valuable nowadays, a picture.
That,
Was it a selfie?
I don't even know. It probably was a selfie. He's a goofy little kid.
Yeah.
So first of all, Giants gonna have to start ask themselves, why do they keep on trying to have those traditional quarterbacks? It's not working in the NFL anymore. With the league with Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott, unfortunately he got injured, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson.
I'll even take you another level. Look at Kyler Murray. Who
Look
cares
at
if he's the smallest quarterback of all time? Look how great he looks.
Murray, Cam Newton, 7
Cam
quarterbacks.
is still doing it.
Cam Newton.
And here's another one. We just talked about Alex Smith come back from injury. How about Teddy Bridgewater?
Teddy Bridgewater.
You know, he had a ACL injury, a serious one.
If you
and
can
now
put
look at him.
Josh Allen, because he's mobile as well. Those type of players, the one thing they have, they know how to move. No more stationary quarterbacks. Point blank, get rid of them. There's no such thing. Daniel Jones needs to get out of there. I'm sorry, Tom Brady, but it looks like you can't scare now. You need to get out of here. The only one that probably
Phillip Rivers needs to get out of here.
Phillip Rivers need to get out of here. The hit or miss is Aaron Rodgers because he still moves a little. Drew Brees, get out of here.
He needs to go.
Like, Fitzpatrick, get out of here. Tua's in the background. He's waiting to kind of pounce on you. Joe Burrows could run. You know how he can run. Baker Mayfield could run. You got to get out of that situation. Get away from those standalone.
Matt Ryan.
Get out of They so bad I'm choking.
Exactly.
They're stationary quarterbacks, man. Horrible.
Yeah. You just did an impression of Daniel Jones right
now. They're about to lose.
Yeah.
Stationary quarterbacks.
They had the lead at one point.
It doesn't work. Get rid of the stationary quarterbacks. Point blank. Stop with them. I'm done. I'm done with it. It happens and it keeps on happening. Giants, first of all, I don't know why you keep on. You just get out of here. Even though you had Haskins and Haskins not really doing too good, you better tank.
Well,
for
to your point, he's not mobile either. The same thing with Jacoby Brissett. He's not mobile either.
And that's the problem.
Which is probably they could bring in Phillip Rivers. He's not one for the other.
I don't know, but the defense is good. So I'm not going to even fault them right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to have a problem, especially in the playoffs when they going against teams like, because they got a good defense. But you know what I know about the playoffs defense? It kind of deteriorates. So when they go against Kansas City and them boys, they're going to lose.
Yeah,
Herbert, although a lot of people say Los Angeles Chargers going to be great, I still think he's
they lost Melvin Ingram Jr.
Yeah,
so
I just don't think so. So
they also got Bosa. So I mean, I like Chargers defense.
Yeah,
they're doing pretty good.
But at the end of the day, these teams, especially my Giants, get away from that stationary quarterback. It doesn't work anymore. It's 2020. You got tight ends who are more physical and more faster than like freaking wide receivers. For God's sake. So you'll think that a quarterback, you got defensive end that will kill you with speed. You have outside linebackers who kill your speed. It doesn't work anymore. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. It's still a little iffy with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is more of an escape artist. Aaron Rodgers, those type of quarterbacks are done in the league until you understand. Look at the next draft. Look at
Russell Wilson. He's the MVP. Look, he's the MVP. He's ahead of the MVP vote right now. He's on pace to have a great record-breaking year, touchdown-wise. That will beat Mahomes. And he's running, and he's MVP at this one because of how mobile he is.
But think about it. If you actually keep on going down the list and down the list, next year is going to be a draft with Trevor Lawrence. You're going to have Fields in there too. You have that guy from North Dakota,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance
from South Dakota.
That you're so high on right now.
I like him a lot. Yeah. For our listeners that may not follow college football. Keep that name, Trey Lance. Keep that name in your head.
Well, we'll see.
Even though it's Division 2, and you got on me because you're like, oh, he's Division 2.
Division 2, Trey Lance. And guess who came from North Dakota?
Wentz. I know. Yeah. But before Wentz got that injury, maybe that's why he's just playing horrible right now. I don't know.
He's playing horrible because he's playing horrible.
Yeah, but before he had the injury, he was a neck and neck with Tom Brady for MVP.
Did he lose again today?
They lost against Pittsburgh
today. It might be the
today.
defense. It might be the defense too, because they did score some points against. And Pittsburgh is supposed to be the top 5 defensive team.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, the thing is, he was outplayed by Ben. So
But who's playing tonight anyway?
It's Seattle against Vikings.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna like that game. I'm gonna watch that game. I'm not even watching the basketball because I think they're gonna win regardless. the Lakers.
The Lakers are gonna win. Yeah.
You
You don't want to be there for the celebration.
No.
though? LeBron getting his 4th title with a 13.
No, actually, I don't.
Is that the first time in history that's happened? I can't think of.
I don't know.
Because Kareem won it with 2 teams. Shaq won it with 2 teams.
It'll be the first time in history. It's supposed to be Kawhi Leonard, but at the end of the day, it's LeBron James.
Yeah, if there is a second player, it would be Kawhi because
most
odds
likely.
because what's gonna happen? Kawhi's gonna leave the Clippers. he's gonna go to Philly.
Yeah, he's getting the hell out of there. He won't go to Philly.
He's not gonna be with Doc because him and Doc have a good relationship.
He doesn't like Doc. He actually had a rumors to say he had a say on how that went. He didn't like how he didn't like how he didn't change the plays during that semifinals. So he ain't going back to Doc.
Okay.
Why would you go back to Doc? He just lost with the brother.
Yeah, true. But I mean, it won't happen because the Eagles, the 76ers won't be able to pay him. Play.
You can't pay that guy.
I forgot his name right now. The center, Joel Embiid. Yeah, you can't pay both of them max contracts and then have all the other like players who are over 20 minutes. So yeah, he won't go. But
no, he won't.
I'm just saying, I feel like Kawhi will win a 3rd championship somewhere.
Most likely
He's
he
too
will.
good. If anything, if he goes to Miami, there's your probable 3rd championship right there.
You think
and they
he'll
could
go
do
to
it.
No,
I don't see why not.
He's
warm weather.
He's a weird person. He want to stay in LA. Regardless of anything, he won't go to Lakers. He'll stay with Clippers, even if he don't win another championship. He say because he wants to be home.
The problem with the Clippers, they have no draft picks, so the same team you see now is going to be the same team next year minus a few players, and that's it. You're not getting anybody coming out the draft that you're going to try to mold into becoming a role player or otherwise a superstar or a star for the future. It's just Kawhi, Paul George, and
the most important year is next year because that's his last year. That he did it smart. He did his contract. He said he could opt out of next year, and you'll see. I guarantee if they don't go to the championship, at least he's leaving.
Okay. So if he's leaving, he's not gonna go anywhere that's not any warmer. That's colder than LA. So that means it's Miami.
Here's the thing.
Pelicans.
Here's the thing. We have to wait till this championship finish because this big move is gonna be made. And I'm hearing the rumbling saying Paul George is gonna get traded. For someone,
really?
A lot of people say
for probably picks.
For
has to be picks
or
at this
pick
point.
for a swap of a superstar.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because think about it, it might be not saying nothing, but you got Jerry West is a smart guy. It might be Victor Oladipo. A lot of people saying Zach LaVine for some reason. I don't think he's a superstar, but they might give Zach LaVine and other players.
I don't know if Zach LaVine plays the defense that Kawhi want. Paul George did.
It almost seems like that team was ranked high in offense and defense, top 5 at least, top 5, and I believe in offense. Or was it top 2?
Talking about Chicago?
No, Clippers.
Oh,
it was ranked really high in offense and high in defense.
High in defense, yeah, definitely.
Their offense crushed them in that game. Regardless, I know 3 straight games, their offense crushed them. So I'm thinking, no matter what, they're gonna have good defense. They gotta get rid of Lou Williams. He's one of those things. He's a weak link.
Yeah, he is at this point.
Patrick Beverley. I
think you need him. You still need him, especially coming off the bench.
He needs to fix his fouling problem.
Yeah, definitely. But like you love those gritty, tough, but go get you type.
You know
of
what?
guys.
I think they're gonna start thinking because you think about it, offense and Paul George he had like 2 games that he was phenomenal. We was like, playoff P is back, and all of a sudden he just went back to playoff like pandemic P. Like, come on, we don't pandemic need that. Paul George, George Paul, one of those. He didn't even know where he was. So I'm thinking Zach LaVine. I don't think so. But Victor Oladipo, I would love, and Paul George go back to Indiana Pacers.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
And it was or some they have to get a blockbuster deal. Or they keep people.
Well, the first thing they need to do is name a coach. That's the first thing.
It's gonna be Ty Lue.
Odds up. I don't know why they're delaying it, but I think that's the first thing. Now, once you get the coach,
as I said before, when a lot of changes don't be made until the championship is done.
Yeah,
the championship is done. The Doc Rivers was one of those things that was quick.
I wouldn't actually be against Jason Kidd taking that role.
Jason Kidd coming out.
He did great. He didn't do great. He did good with Milwaukee. He did groom or was part of the drafting of Giannis, right?
Yep.
You got to give him that.
You think that, but
he championship pedigree as far as like running a team when he was with Dallas, right? He was with the Nets, I think, for a little while too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be against it.
I like Ty Lue. I like Ty Lue. I do like Ty
Lue too, but I wouldn't be against Jason Kidd.
I wouldn't be against it too, but Ty Lue won championships before. That's why he probably.
Jason Kidd got a championship.
No, he don't. Not as a coach though. not his coach.
Oh yeah,
The year that he lost his job in Milwaukee, they lost in the first round. So that's why you can't really.
That's right.
I even like Mark Jackson because some may argue that he was the reason why Golden State actually started that run.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Obviously, Steve Kerr got the awards for basically Mark Jackson labor.
That's right. Yeah.
But I would argue Mark Jackson, he's just blackballed at the moment.
And if the Knicks are not gonna hire Mark Jackson,
Knicks need to give up the damn owner. They need to sell this team.
That's
sell the team, get rid of it. This is how it goes.
The thing with it all comes down to money. He doesn't really care if the team does good.
He makes a lot of money off of them too.
And the Forbes has Knicks somewhere as a top 5 value.
You know what it is?
The team in all the sports.
He owns Nesson. And that's
Madison Square. Nesson's in Boston.
No. Isn't that
MSG?
MSG. He owned MSG Network.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in New Jersey, and that's all you could do to watch the basketball games, to watch NHL, New York Rangers. I don't think you need to do that to watch the Yankees though.
I think Yankees owned by the Steinbrenners. They have a separate network.
Yeah.
It's not the Yankee. What is it?
I don't think
is it Yes? Yeah, Yes.
It might have
Yankee.
been. Yeah, but
entertainment.
At the end of the day, Nesson, the MSG. I mean, he owns that, and you when you was a Knicks fan, you had to watch that network.
Yeah, so you had no choice, right?
I had no choice.
So as far as New Jersey Nets, like weren't they close by?
We didn't. They had a different network.
Okay,
it wasn't MSG. It wasn't MSG. It was something else. They wasn't that good back in the day. So
Yankees is yes.
It gotta be yes, yeah.
But I don't know how that works with the Knicks, but
but the Knicks is a big.
But,
you ever went to? I want to that's one of my big things. I want to go to the Staples Center one year. And I want to go to New York Knicks one year.
So growing up in New Jersey, you never went to a Knicks game?
I went to a Jersey game. Never went to a Knicks game. Knicks games are hard. It's very expensive. Even bleacher seats.
Yeah.
It probably costs you like $200.
I heard you have to take a subway over there.
You have to take a subway. You can't drive over there. Yeah. You can't drive over there. You got to park and go somewhere else. And then
that's the problem right there. So you just said it's hard to get tickets. So that means it's usually sold out.
Yep.
Right? So because it's sold out, this dude is making money.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how bad. What has to happen is exactly what Milwaukee did. Is sometimes you have to boycott a game and not go. Or as fans and not go, and then send a message that, hey, we're not going to pull up with this crap you're putting or you're doing.
I don't even think he cares.
But the fact that fans are going to the game, he'll continue doing the same shit. Things not going to change.
He's going to keep on doing it. He's going to keep on doing the
sucks.
same thing. He's a billionaire. And the funny thing is, NBA is one of those leagues that is really run by the players, not really run by too much of the owners. Obviously, the owners got the money, but it's run by the players. But as I said before, I think he had to get a change. There had to be a change before New York Knicks. If you really think about it, New York Knicks was great in the 90s when Patrick Ewing was there, John Stark. They have Allen Houston.
I love John Stark.
They have Charles Oakley. They have Chris Child. Oh, remember Chris Child. Charlie Ward.
Yeah, Mr. Heisman himself,
Charlie Ward.
Yeah.
Charlie Ward, Florida State Heisman.
That's right. That's right.
Charlie Ward, I remember because every time we used to play basketball, they used to say, oh, he won the Heisman. He could have went to football.
Yeah.
But I think it was too small.
They said the same about Iverson. He could have been a QB too.
Yeah, but I think Charlie Ward was too small. I think a lot of people was worried
at
that
the time, because I think he was around 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
So at the time, nowadays, you know, like I said, look at Kyler Murray. He's like 5'9".
I remember that Chris Child was a 3-point threat. I used to like that guy.
Yeah.
And
Anthony Mason later on. Mr. Charles Oakley.
Yeah, Charles Oakley. That was a crazy defense. Yeah, man, we could have won some games. I remember
came close.
Yeah, we went
Rockets.
to the yeah. That was crazy. And then we lost in the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals.
Once to the Spurs, once to the Rockets. Right?
Oh yeah, we lost to the Spurs, but that was Tim Duncan rookie year. We had no chance.
That was a strike year, right?
Strike year.
It was like 60.
That's when LJ did the 4-point play to go to the overtime.
Oh yeah. Was that the one where Alonzo Mourning against Miami?
Yeah.
Because that's when homeboy. The coach, I forgot, Van Gundy was on.
No, that was a different one.
That's a different game?
That one we actually lost afterward because all our players was
but
like
the 4-point was against Miami, right? Yeah, that's when they had that beef.
Matter of fact, when Patrick Ewing got injured, Marcus Camby came along, and that's how Marcus Camby kind of got into it. And then he left and went to Denver, and then I don't know what happened to Marcus Camby. He had a weird shot. He had a weird shot.
Denver and then Toronto.
Was it Toronto?
No. I think you're right. He went to Denver, but I'm saying after that it's Toronto.
Yeah.
And I think he just retired after that. Because then remember
you thought he would be good though. He wasn't.
I thought he was gonna be good.
Yeah. He was good for like two seasons, and then Patrick Ewing kept on bouncing around. Went to Seattle, then he went to Orlando to Yo Boys.
Yeah.
And then it just he just left. Now he's a Georgetown coach for the Hoyas.
Yeah, which is sad because I thought at one point he was actually going to get a head coaching job in the NBA.
He was supposed to.
I
think so, but I think in his
know.
mind he said he goes to college first and then get the coaching job because he might do that. The
Same
only
thing with
problem,
Jerry Stackhouse. Jerry Stackhouse is doing the same thing, but
the problem is, I don't think the Hoyas are really good right now. I think they
recruiting.
They start great, and then they falter.
Yeah.
What happened to his son, Patrick Ewing Jr.?
He went to the not China League, but it's like another Italian league or something like that.
Yeah.
So he did that. So he did like that little minor league thing for. He was in the NBA, I think, for about a year and a half. He was drafted. I don't know if it was
that sucks.
by Minnesota or something, but yeah,
that sucks.
It was one of those Italian leagues.
The only son that made it in the NBA that's really, really good is the Currys. That's it.
Yeah.
And then
Dell.
Dell Curry was a good 3-point shooter, but his teams always was horrible.
Yeah, correct.
So it wasn't. At the end of the day, it was good. Obviously, Tim Hardaway Jr. is in the NBA right now. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. Also, he went to the playoffs. Yeah. But even like the Michael Jordan kids, they're horrible.
Marcus and Jeffrey.
Although I'm hearing in rumblings, all the other kids like who was it from Denver who used to play Denver? Kenyon Martin's son is really good.
Really?
I heard he's really good. He's gonna go to college. He's really good. And I heard that
he's come right out of high school.
I heard LeBron James' son is really good.
Yeah, Bronny.
Yep. I don't know about the Dwayne Wade's son.
I was just about to say that. Is that the Wade's son was getting a lot of traction in the beginning, but then it just started to.
It's a little hit or miss.
Yeah,
but LeBron James' son, but it's still young. At the end of the day, a lot of people try to do these comparisons. I don't think it's gonna happen. I know LeBron wants it to happen. They might push it to happen, but I don't think he's gonna be as good as LeBron.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. It's hard. It's tough.
Even Klay Thompson, right? When you look at his dad, Michael Thompson, he's not at Michael. Oh, no, maybe he is at this point. I didn't watch a lot of them, but I know.
You know the funny thing is about Klay Thompson. Michael Thompson was good. We're really, really good.
He played for the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Played for the Clippers. I think he played for Cleveland too.
Cleveland. Well, the other one's Larry Nance.
Yeah,
he was. Right? He played for Cleveland. And his son went to Cleveland.
He was a dunking contest.
But if let's say he played for Cleveland or Clippers, at the time when I was watching basketball, they weren't good enough to be televised.
Yeah.
So at that point, I wasn't seeing with my eyes how good they were. So I don't know if Klay is better or
Klay Thompson
is
probably one of the best shooters ever made.
Yeah.
Problem is, if you put him in a different team, I don't know how good he will be.
I think he'll be outstanding.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Because he needs the ball. He needs someone to throw him the ball.
He needs the ball, but the thing with him is that when you're a shooter, you're a shooter. Now, low post, sometimes if you don't have like the right players to spread out, then to go down low, to maybe a little bit different.
No, it's a big difference when you have two of the other best shooters in the world.
It is, because I think there's more spacing. You have more one-on-one.
If he put him in a team like New York Knicks, he'll get all those points. It's not gonna happen.
Not. But I'm saying I think he'll still be good. He just won't get he won't average 26 or whatever he's averaging.
Probably average like 18, 19.
Yeah, 19, 20s. Somewhere in that range.
I just don't think he's a superstar. Yeah. Although I still think he's.
I don't think he's a superstar either.
Not a superstar.
No, he's not. I don't think so.
Steph Curry's a superstar.
Yeah, Steph for sure.
And then Kevin Durant's a superstar. But
definitely Kevin Durant. Yeah,
as I said before, though. But as the next season is gonna be crazy. We're going to figure out who's going to stay in each team. Because I have a feeling a lot of movements going to be made. A lot of people saying Ben Simmons, too, is going to be moved. Obviously,
I think Ben Simmons is smart if he stays with Doc.
Yeah, I think he's going to be moved.
Even though if, let's say,
they're going to move him. They have. So
it's not his choice in this case.
It's either him or Embiid.
So he's not. Okay.
Fortunately, I think they're going to get Embiid.
So you don't think both of them will come back next season?
No.
Because I thought that's why Doc took the job, is that he wants to coach both of them.
No, he can't. It's not about coaching both of them. Everybody knows they can't coexist. It just don't work. And
maybe they couldn't because of the previous coach.
And Bradley Beal might be going somewhere else. A lot of people saying
Washington
Lakers.
They're bad.
They talk about Lakers for him.
Well, who would leave Lakers? Would it be Danny Green? Who would leave?
Eventually, LeBron is gonna retire in 2 or 3 years.
Maybe they'll trade Kuzma for Benny Beal.
I don't think it's a
Bradley
trade.
Beal, I mean.
Is it a trade or is it gonna be?
I'm saying maybe that's how. Because I think Bradley. Because remember, he did sign that big 4-year term or whatever last year. So it would.
I would get rid of Kuzma for him. Kuzma is like on and off. It's not really 100%
I would too.
There.
It's funny because I said that he was going to be like the Lakers are still going to win, but I thought he was going to be the X factor. It really hasn't been. It's been KCP.
A lot of people forget. Soon as if Anthony Davis get that MVP,
which he's not,
I think he is. He averaged much better. Now if he's injured and they
I think it's LeBron.
and then LeBron wins the next two. If let's say they lose today and then he got a good score, he averaged more points than LeBron in his NBA.
Yeah, but LeBron's doing the other things. He's rebounding.
No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. If you someone's scoring 30 points a game with 15 rebounds and 8.
It's like 28 to 27 points per game. So Anthony's at 28, LeBron's around 27. So it's a point difference.
Technically, he's doing a lot of defense. I guarantee Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is actually in the front running to get that Finals MVP. Regardless,
it's LeBron, my friend.
I'm trying to tell you, it's Anthony Davis.
Well, we're definitely gonna find out.
We'll definitely gonna find
LeBron.
out. Hey, LeBron might win, but I don't think
LeBron is not might win. LeBron's gonna win the Finals MVP.
Anthony Davis was on that team. LeBron wouldn't be in no championship. I can tell you that right now.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't
because throughout his career, and I think this is part of MJ. Yeah, he has Scottie Pippen, but at the same time, is Scottie Pippen Anthony Davis? No
Scottie
way.
Pippen is not Anthony
LeBron
Davis.
always needed an assist. That's the only thing that I guess maybe that's why some people will say that's why he'll never be the GOAT. He always really needed another Batman.
You know what the funny thing is? Get this whole notion that Scottie Pippen was basically like the superstar.
He wasn't. I agree. Yeah, I hate that. They say he was a top 5 at the time. He was not a top 5.
He was an all-star, but you got to keep in mind, MJ wasn't in the league for 2 years. Scottie Pippen lost. He wasn't great after. He was all right. Obviously, it was a good team still. I'm not going to say it's not a good team because most of the cores there was high, but it didn't have that championship pedigree when Michael Jordan. Because when Michael Jordan, people feared the guy. People didn't fear Scottie Pippen. He was a great defender, but people didn't fear Scottie. He averaged, what's his average? Like 18, 19 points?
For career or during the time? Well, during that time, he was over 20.
But career is like 18, 19 points.
Probably so.
And just like, obviously, the detriment for Kawhi is the first couple of years he was in San Antonio. So his average when it goes up, is going to go to over 20
of course.
For his whole career if his knees stay really well. Yeah. But other than that, I think League's going to win today. I have a gut feeling they're going to win. If they lose, though, have that same energy. You shouldn't even have it on Game 7. So even if they go to Game 7, people will not talk about it if they win a Game 7. But
here's a side question. If, let's say, they lose a Game 7, do you fire Frank Vogel? If you fire Doc, and he didn't make it to the Eastern Conference. Game 7,
you fire Frank. Jason Kidd will be that coach.
Yeah, you think they fire Frank?
Oh yeah, okay. They're gonna make him that coach because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
This is the year for you. Kobe passed away. This is your year. No matter how you do it, this is like a cakewalk. This is like the easiest road. Yeah. And I know that a lot of people are gonna say this is not the easy road. Like, listen,
it's tough.
Clippers lost. And then you beat Denver. Denver wasn't supposed to be there. Denver just played really well with Clippers because of the bad coaching
and the matchup too.
And then Miami, they can't stop AD. No way they can stop AD. So you shouldn't lose this game. Yeah, you shouldn't lose.
He's playing great defense without a doubt.
Yeah, you can't stop AD. Yeah, I'm sorry, but no one in this league most likely can't stop AD. You only could slow him down, and then sometimes you could. Sometimes he has like nights that he just forgets that he's a fucking superstar. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why he have those nights.
I think what he's probably doing at that point, maybe showing respect to LeBron, maybe letting LeBron do what LeBron does.
He knows he's a superstar and he forgets that he's a superstar. That's the only thing that annoys me about AD. He's a superstar. Yeah. He forgets that he's a superstar. I'm like, yo, bruh.
Defers a little bit too much.
You cannot shoot. You can't take 2 shots. Take 10 shots.
Yeah. The other thing too is that he can actually just go right to the post, right?
Yeah.
He can just do it. Who's blocking him? Who's stopping him? Like, he could dominate. Like, imagine that being 6'11". You're pretty much Kevin Durant size, if not even a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're not using that height to your advantage. I never understood that because he does to a certain degree, but I'm just saying he can do a lot more than what he's been doing. And like you said, essentially become a superstar when you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But we're about done. What is it, 8:04? Oh, man. It's a late day today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to drink some wine when I get home.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see y'all later. Follow us on Instagram, Snapchat. No, we didn't even got Snapchat. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and email us. So if you want to email us for any questions, let us rock.
Later. To be continued.